Let me start by saying that I am a fan of the films that Angel Studios releases, and I do want that to continue. But should I invest in this for-profit company? Here's what their FAQ say. Do I make money if Angel Studios makes a profit? When Angel Studios Inc. makes a profit, that does not mean that you'll receive a dividend or a portion of the profits. Angel Studios intends to reinvest those profits into reaching a larger audience and improving its technologies for the foreseeable future. And if Angel Studios continues to grow, then your shares of Angel Studios stock will also continue to grow. Another question is, can I sell my shares in the future? The stock of the company is not currently publicly traded or on any open market or exchange, so your shares will have very limited liquidity. You should only invest with the expectation of holding the shares for a significant period of time. So my first question is, what's the exit strategy? There has to be more than just a plan to hold your money for a long period of time. How are you going to make a return on your investment someday? I couldn't find anything that talked about that. If there's any growth, or what they say is growth, and you can't pull it out, then it's only growth on paper. It's not real, because it's only really growth if you actually get your money back with a profit. Then you actually saw a return on your investment. That's growth. Having it on paper, but never being able to access that original investment or any of the profits or that so-called growth, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It's just on paper. If they don't plan to share their profits in the foreseeable future, and you can't sell your shares, and there doesn't seem to be anything that I could find about an exit strategy that would give you a return on your investment, then I don't consider it an investment. To me, it seems like it's nothing more than a donation to a for-profit company. And that's fine, as long as you know that's probably what you're doing. You should also take some time and look at the many posts on social media from previous investors. There are a lot of people who love the films that have been produced, and you see that all over social media. But unfortunately, I personally haven't found anything positive from someone who's invested in the past. Here are some other things that you may want to know that they stated in their offering that was dated August 29th, 2024. We entered into a settlement agreement with certain parties under which we are subject to a $62.4 million promissory note. So that's a lot of money that they owe someone. We recorded a net loss attributable to controlling interest of over $37 million for the first 6 months in fiscal 2024. Now, as you look through, you'll see there are times when they made money, there were times when they lost money, but in the first 6 months of 2024, it's good to know that they've lost over $37 million. Our future indebtedness may limit our ability to declare and pay dividends and may affect our operations, including our ability to repay existing debt obligations. We may seek debt financing to assist with the financing of our future operations. So these are just a few excerpts that I found when I quickly looked through their offering. So if you want to see everything, you should take the time to read it for yourself. Here's some other things that you may not know. I just recently learned this. The Chosen Inc. is no longer working with Angel Studios. Dallas Jenkins, the director, did a video that explains what happened. And you can watch the entire video on YouTube on their channel, or you can just search for Your Season 4 Wait is Over plus Important News. In the video, Dallas talks about all of the pay it forward money that Angel Studios received so that The Chosen could be given away and watched for free. Here's what he had to say.
But here's a quick overview of what we as The Chosen have been faced with. Of your pay it forward contributions, less than half of it actually came to us. It was somewhere around 40%. The rest went to marketing and Angel Studios. Now, if we were a one-off movie and that was just our share of income, that actually might be great. But we were solely responsible for the financing of future seasons, as in every dollar for production came from our side.
Since The Chosen was only getting around 40%, it wasn't sustainable for them. And so they came to a new agreement with Angel Studios. But then this is what happened.
Our contention is that shortly after the agreement, Angel Studios breached our contract on multiple occasions, to the extent that we believed it should be terminated, which would dissolve our relationship with Angel. Angel, of course, disagrees with that assessment, and ultimately the only way to solve the dispute was to exercise the provision in the contract where we engaged a third-party arbitrator. Good people can disagree, and it's what makes what I'm about to say very sad, and not something I take any pleasure in. Yesterday, Tuesday, May 28th, we received the arbitrator's decision, and he comprehensively affirmed our position and agreed that the contract had been breached in multiple and material ways, which means that the contract is indeed terminated, and The Chosen's relationship with Angel Studios is effectively over. Again, we take no pleasure in this, and we want to reiterate our deep appreciation for their immeasurable role in helping launch this show.
If you want to support Angel Studios like I do so that they can continue to produce quality films, there are other ways to do that without investing. You can support them by going to the theaters and watch their films, or you can join their Guild membership. Here's what Angel Studios says about their membership.
It's called the Angel Guild, a group of over 330,000 members from around the world, watching, supporting, and voting on which films and TV shows Angel Studios distributes. Angel Studios launched the Angel Guild in October of last year and has already hit $35 million in annual recurring revenue from the Guild alone. The Guild is projected to grow from 330,000 members now to over 1 million next year.
So they're currently making around $35 million a year from memberships, and if it grows to over 1 million members, then they could make over $100 million each year just from their membership. Then on top of that, they have their Pay It Forward program that brings in free money. They have profits from their films. Of course, not every film may make a profit, but many of their films, I would assume, hopefully do make a profit. And they have merchandise sales. I love all their income sources, and in my opinion, Angel Studios should be focusing on growing those avenues of income instead of asking their fans to invest, when in reality, in my opinion, it doesn't appear to be anything more than a donation. Again, I'm a huge fan of the films that Angel Studios produces, and I want them to continue. My goal is simply to share what I found when I was doing my research to decide if I wanted to invest or not. As you can probably tell, I will not be investing because I can't find a way to get a return on my investment. Again, as I've said many times, in my opinion, I just consider this a donation to a for-profit company. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But there are many other ways that I can support their films, and that's what I plan to do. If you decide you want to invest, knowing that there's a good chance that you won't get that money back or any kind of a return on that investment, then go for it. At least you know what you're getting into so that you're not disappointed later.